To continue with the pause and practice for Word Chapter 1, make sure that you have the file we ended Word Chapter 1 Pause and Practice 1.1 with. We're now going to begin 1.2. So, remembering the instructions, we know that we have to have that disclosure statement that was part of the file that we downloaded and unzipped. So I already have this done. I have never ended the file, so my file was still up. If you stopped between sessions, bring that file back up. We do not have to resave it because we already have it saved as 1-3. So I'm really going to pick up at step number 3, copying text from a document to the clipboard. So what we're going to do here is we're going to open a second document in Windows. So we're going to do that, File, Open, and I'm going to browse. I need to navigate to the folder that has the disclosure statement in it that you downloaded it unzipped. So I'm going to double click on that, and it's going to bring up the document. I'm going to enable it. And there's 2 key combinations that are really important for you to learn. One is Control A, which selects the entire document. So I'm going to do a Control A. Notice how everything is selected. And then the other thing is the Control C. So if you take a minute right now and look at your keyboard, there's 4 keys right in a row that are really important. They are all used in combination with the Control key. So Control Z is undo, Control X is cut, Control C is copy, and Control V is paste. So X, C, and V, cut, copy, paste. So those are important ones. Then right above the Z is the A. So I'm going to do a Control A and a Control C. When you do a copy, it does not do anything, right? It just makes a duplicate into the clipboard, but it doesn't change anything on your document. If I had done a Control X, which is a cut, it would have removed it. So I am really done with this document. So I'm going to go ahead and close it, and it returns me to my pause and practice file. So I want to make sure that I'm in the right spot. Let's see. Place your insertion point to the left of best regards. So right there. So I'm going to take this I-beam, which is now my mouse, and I'm going to click in front of the B. And now you get that insertion point, right? That's whatever you type or insert, that's where it's going to be. That's the home of it. So I'm going to go ahead and I can do a Control V to paste. They want us to try and use the Clipboard Launcher. So right here, so I'm going to use this little dialog box launcher right here in the corner. It's going to open up the clipboard, and the reason that you would use that is if you had copied several things, when you use the key combination of Control V or right click paste, it's only going to give you the last one that was copied or cut. This way, if you had multiple things in the clipboard, you could go back and select different ones. We're going to go ahead and paste, so I'm going to do this, click on this arrow, paste, right? That's a long way around for really what I could have done the Control V, but really we wanted to explore that clipboard a little bit. So now we have this make note, and it's right on top of best regards. And what do you notice about, let's take a minute to look at that. So that file that got copied in, a couple things that stand out to me. One, it's a different font, right? It looks different. 2, look, here's an end of a paragraph, but there's no white space. That's all kind of scrunched together. And then if you look at the lines between lines within a paragraph, These have more white space than these. So the line spacing is different, right? So that's a lot of work to go and make this look like that manually. But here's what we can do. We can use something that really speeds up the process, and that's the Format Painter. So on your Home tab in the Clipboard group, we want to find this paintbrush. So this is the Format Painter, and so what that does is it pulls up the format from whatever you have selected, and it lets you paint that format one place or multiple places. The difference between doing it into one place or having it remain selected so you can paste, paste, paste is whether or not you single click or double click on this paintbrush. So just watch. I'm going to single click and, well, I don't want to do that. So, all right, I'll walk through it and I'll show you the two different ways as I'm walking. Okay, so we want anywhere in these paragraphs, right? It doesn't matter. I'm going to come up here and I'm going to click the Format Painter one time. I'm going to come down here and I'm going to select, just click and drag through both of those, and boom. Now it looks like that. I'm going to undo that, and I just want to show you the difference. Well, let me redo that. Notice when I did it the first time, the paintbrush is gone, right? So now watch what happens. I'm going to come up here, and I'm going to double click, click, click. I'm going to come down here. I'm going to do the same thing, but look, my paintbrush is still there, and it's going to stay there until I come back up and click on that paintbrush. And so what that allows me to do is paint that format to multiple locations in a document, right? So I only had to do one, so I'm going to go ahead and stop the painter. So now we have the document looks consistent, right? The line spacing, the font size, everything is the same. So now what we're going to do is rearrange a little bit. So we're going to go to this third paragraph. So this is what we brought in, right? And we want to double click on the word disclosure. So this is another really cool trick. So, you know, a lot of people, I see them clicking and dragging and trying to get to the end. If you want to select a single word, double click on that word. It's going to select it, the word and the space that follows it. So, while I'm doing that, so I want to move this. So let's just recognize what we're going to do here. We're going to double click on it, which we did. We're going to press the Control key, and then we're going to, where are we dragging it? Okay, we're going to drag it between the words enclosed and statement in the first sentence of the last paragraph. So here, enclosed. So we want to put this enclosed disclosure statement, right? And so I'm going to press my Control, point to the selected word disclosure, and I'm going to drag. Now look as I'm dragging. Do you see the little plus sign? That is doing a copy. So disclosure is going to stay up where it is, and I'm going to drop it here right in front of the S, and it was copied and pasted. That's what that process did. I only had to do one thing, right? So I selected the word, I pressed Control, and I just drug that word where I want it to go. So very cool. So disclosure was left here, and it was included after. All right. So now what we want to do is move a paragraph. So thing here you want to recognize, move. The last one was copy, right? That's why disclosure was still in the old location. But we want to move a paragraph. So we want to select the entire third paragraph. So there's a couple ways to do that. Really simple way, guys, is to come out left. I'll have to expand this out. So come left and watch when I go out here. Do you see how my mouse changes? If I come out there, I can single click and it picks a line. If I double click, it picks the paragraph. If I come over here and I triple click within the paragraph, that selects the paragraph. So there's a couple different ways to do it, but you don't have to click and drag if you're just selecting an entire paragraph. So I triple clicked. So now we want to use the cut button. So that's the pair of scissors, right? So we're going to cut it. Boom, it's gone. It's in that clipboard though, right? So we want to put the insertion point, or that I-beam, in this little blinker. We're going to use our I-beam to change where that blinker is. Place your insertion point at the beginning of the second body paragraph, if there is, right there. So I clicked right before the I with my I-beam, and now the insertion point is there. So now I can do my Control V. I can come up here and say paste. I'm going to do a Control V. And there it is. My paragraph that used to be down here is now moved up there. Okay, I'm going to stop at this point. I'm going to pick the next movie up starting at step number 8. Thank you.